you don't really know what's going to happen.
We want to make sure that everyone can be chasing that American dream.
Sometimes the only way to succeed is just to not give up. Now they know the other side.
Yeah.
Well, dude, let's officially introduce you. So today on the other side, we have such an incredible guest, a good friend of ours, restaurateur, entrepreneur, all-around amazing guy, Mr. Bobby freaking Ross in the house. Hey, welcome to the other side, Bobby. We're so glad that you're here. Okay, so for those people who are listening who don't know you, tell them a little bit about your background, what you do business-wise, and then we'll just jump off from there.
Yeah, for sure. I moved up here when I was 18 from Sacramento, and I just dived into banking. I worked for a bank for probably a decade, and then I got into restaurants. I worked in a restaurant here and there for about another 10 years, I think, and then I decided to get into real estate, and after real estate, I transitioned back into the restaurant because I loved it so much. I love hospitality. I love food, and who doesn't love food, right?
For real.
So I think that was kind of sparked my interest in creating my own brand and my own style restaurant, which I created Nom Nom back in 2016, I believe. 2016.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's 2016.
No way. You're coming up on 10 years.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Man, that's wonderful.
Well, yeah, Nom Nom has been phenomenal. Ever since I started there, it was a little struggle to find my way around, but I felt it really helped with the community. Everybody coming together, we're doing a lot of networking events and really getting to know our community, and it really helped build our team, and everybody supported each other. So it was really local supporting locals, and it was awesome, and we kept going and going even till today. So I'm thankful for that.
When you come like into the restaurant space down here, and you're like the new kid on the block, how do other restaurants perceive you? Do they open their doors? Do they come and say hello? Do they introduce themselves? Like, how do you get to know the other restaurant owners? I heard that they kind of stick together, so I'm just curious.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're very supportive. Like, we knew everybody would kind of flock in, and then like they'll introduce themselves, and then they'll if I go to their place, they'll recognize, and we'll just kind of build our relationship from there. And if I'm out of CO2 or I need some more Pepsi, I'll go text next door, and Joey will run it to me or something. It's even the whole main event team back then, they were super supportive. I'm like, hey, we need more paper towels or toilet paper. They'll run it to us because Cintas forgot to deliver or something.
Yeah.
It was a really strong network of people. And then if somebody died in a ditch somewhere, we'll all like send a group text in case they go there. Just like all these, we're just really close knit, and I really cherish that because I feel like it helps us keep a closer eye on what's going on. Like even all the break-ins we got broken into a handful of times. So has other businesses locally, and just finding ways to be more protective and be more alert. It really helps us keep the community still going strong.
So anybody who came in, has there been a new restaurant that came in where you got a chance to be the one who extended your hand out?
Oh yeah, there's plenty. There was let me see, just throughout, like there's Sedgwick came around.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's one of them. And then also there's some other Thai restaurant that just took over another Thai restaurant, Tiger's Garden. There's new ownership, so I mean I go to support them. I go to Thai Orchid. It doesn't matter when I don't see us as competition. I see us more as just a community together. There's enough customers for all of us. And I go out there. I go for their Thai food. I go for their sushi. And it's everybody has their own style, so we can all appreciate different styles of cooking, whether it's the same ethnicity or not.
Was it always that way?
Yeah, I feel like it's always been that way. Nothing's changed. That was like my first initial business, and then after that I opened up SAP Fusion, and that was a big headache. So I partnered, my partner at the time, he's a big developer. We worked together on, establishing our identity, our brand, and everything too. It took a while to get it built out. So by the time we were ready to launch our grand opening, COVID hit. So that really screwed it all up. And in the process,
It was so good.
Yeah, it was tough, right? Though at the same time, I did have another restaurant pending opening up as well too, which was another Nom Nom in the Pearl District. So those three at the same time were like, it was extreme headache because I was the operating owner for all three. So being in that situation, it was one of the most challenging times in my life in entrepreneurship, because I didn't know how to handle what to do first, which one is priority, because they're all priority, but which one comes, which one is like the top. So every day I wake up, I'm like, where do I go first? I feel so lost, but I just know that since I lived close by all of them, I just make my rounds and see where I was needed. and then make my way to the next place. And that was just my daily routine for years until I did. I start getting burnt out and exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How would you figure out what to spend your time on?
That's
like literally just show up.
Yeah,
and be
just
like,
show up. Just show up.
Wow.
And if I don't get a phone call from one restaurant, so I would think, oh, they're doing good enough. They don't need me. So
if there's not a fire, we're just gonna go somewhere else.
Yeah. If there's the numbers, I check my phone. The numbers are increasing. There's people clocked in. We're good. No fires.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I did have a coffee shop as well too, Nom Nom Express. That was in the Columbia Bank building.
Oh, that's right.
So 4. I mean, that's not too much.
Dude, I just remembered that. Yeah, like right by the stairs.
Yeah, right by the stairs.
Yeah.
Right behind Rand Jewelers, by the title company as well.
That didn't stay there for long though, did it?
It stayed there for about 2 years. So we
Okay.
Yeah. I was offered the opportunity from the building owner because the previous barista company, they didn't stay long, so they moved out and they were in need of another coffee shop. So I just wanted to keep my feet wet and tried it out. And when I tried it out, I'm just learning learning as I go. So I didn't have any barista experience besides Starbucks when I was 17 and the PDX airport for like 3 months, and that was it. I can make you a fake macchiato any day.
Yeah, fake macchiato is exactly right. That's funny.
You made Nathan happy with that comment.
Yeah,
He's not a Starbucks guy.
Definitely not.
If somebody recommends that we should go to Starbucks for a meeting, I will change the location.
Oh yeah, I'm the same way.
I can't do it.
I went to Brood one time, and because I was in my mind, I was like, oh, caramel macchiato, right? So I go there, I'm like, can I get a macchiato? And the guy was like, the barista, he was like, you know what that is, right? I'm like, F you, I know what that is, I was like, I've had it all the time at Starbucks. He's like, oh, it's not the same. I'm like, whatever, I was like super like annoyed. I'm like, what are you talking about, Comes out, and it was definitely not the caramel macchiato I was looking for. Right?
Yeah.
It was like 3 parts. And I'm like, what is all this? I didn't order this. Like, that's a macchiato. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I didn't have 48 grams of sugar in it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm just like confused. But then I, eventually I just didn't want to look like a asshole. So I just took one at a time. And I was out the door. I was like, and then I started Googling. I'm like, what is a macchiato? I got to educate myself on this stuff. Never gonna look stupid again.
Dude. Yeah. Learning stuff is, you have to be willing to look stupid.
Yeah.
So what was it like? Like, what was the decision making process of like beginning to open up your own restaurant and go on your own? Like, what preceded that?
I have my biggest support and influence that I had was my best friend, was also my partner, Andrew Vo. He has his own gig that he does, but he was very supportive. He's like, hey, let's, we saved up enough money. Let's go and do this. I got your back, whatever you need. He wasn't there as much because he had his own thing, but he would always be supportive. However, like social media, finding everything I need. If I wanted something, he'll order it and have it, delivered, whatever it takes, So that kept me going, and that really motivated me to want to pursue this avenue. So I'm really thankful that I was able to do that and to be able to make it this far, and also be able to meet all these successful and great people like yourselves along the way. So,
dude, we've done so much stuff together. Like we've done so many events where we've ordered from you guys. You guys literally catered my wedding celebration. Like
that was fun.
You guys are just the level of service that you guys provide is just tremendous. You're so generous. Like we sometimes Mike and I order, we're like, how did he do this for this price? Like I don't really understand. Like there's so much food here. And I have a sneaking suspicion he throws a few in extra because that's a lot of spring rolls.
Sometimes,
You guys are awesome. Yeah. So you went in with a partner.
Yes.
From the very beginning.
Yes.
Mostly positive, I would imagine, having a business partner for you. Mike and I talk a lot about sometimes there's pros and cons of having a business partner. Did you feel that way? Was there any cons for you guys of being business partners?
Yeah, there's both sides, right? There's the pros and cons of like you have support and also disagreeing with each other. Of course, that's always pretty common with partners because one will say red, one will say black, right? And then how do you guys come to terms with that? Being able to compromise and work with each other and know the end goal, what that looks like, and be able to understand instead of just just saying it's just red the whole way through.
Yeah,
and that also leads to our first argument was the name Nom Nom. Yeah.
The name.
Yeah.
What was the other options?
Because
Do you remember?
I had the menu all ready to go. I had all we had the floor plans, everything all drawn out, and we're like, okay, we probably need a name, right? What should we name it? Yeah.
Hey, we should probably name this.
That was the last thing we did.
That's hilarious.
Before we opened the doors, and then we're like something Asian, like fusion look, like sounding, right? So ginger or lemongrass, like we're going through all these names, and some were pretty ridiculous. But he was like, one day he goes, hey, what about Nom Nom? I was like, are you serious? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay. And he was like, what, that's it? I'm like, yeah, let's just name it Nom Nom. And he like, it's Urban Dictionary, means eat delicious food, munching on food. So it was just fun catchphrase.
It's so easy to say.
Yeah, it's just, I was like, this might either go really good or go really bad, but let's just do it. So yeah, so that's something I didn't agree with at first, but I was like, okay. Then I was like, after a while, I'm like, you know what? After like 100 names that we came up with, like, let's just keep it that.
Dude, I remember when Mike and I were starting a business, we had a whiteboard and we had all kinds of words and ideas. Like, we're like, well, what kind of company and brand do we want to have? Like, does this name spark interest? Does it create, like
you want something that has like power to it. You want something that has, like, we just went through, okay, what do people know about us? What do people like about us? Our experience, their experience with us, and how do we showcase that through a name? Yeah. And then, we went through, we had a whiteboard of everything. Like, people think we are what? Super talented, super sexy, right?
Listen,
powerful.
I mean, the truth is the truth.
So we went through a million names, but we were on that, like, drawing logos, everything.
Yeah, but we did have stuff like creativity. We had stuff like solutions. We had stuff like ethical. We had stuff like, we wanted to be like top tier, like different things like that.
Prestigious and stuff.
Yeah, prestigious.
So like, what colors not go, give off?
Yeah. So originally we were black and gold, not too far years or black and orange, basically. Yeah. I mean, it's really similar. Like, I don't know. There was just a lot of like, I don't know. It's tough naming things.
Yeah.
What an interesting first fight. Like, hey, we don't know how to be open yet, but like, what should we do? Do you think we ever fought over the name? Or we just really struggled coming up with one though.
Yeah, that was it.
I can't see you guys fighting at all. It seems like you guys get along all the time. Every time I see you guys,
we get along even when we're fighting.
That's okay.
But we definitely have moments where we don't agree on how to handle the situation. I would say that those have gotten a lot less.
I don't think we've fought in a long time.
Yeah, because I think a lot of it is just like, you work so much together. Like, we've worked hand in hand so much. Like, when we started, like, it was just the two of us, and then it was just the two of us and Doyle. Like, when we started the bookkeeping, and then it was just the two of us and Doyle and Amy, and then it was like it kind of grew. But for so long, we did everything, and so like you're working, literally together 30 to 50 hours a week, and then probably another 10, 15 on your own. Yeah. When you're starting, at least. Yeah,
we both know our roles too. That's
now our roles are more defined. The business is bigger. We could do separate things. We're not overlapping as much as probably we're. Now that I'm literally processing this out loud. But like, as our roles have gotten more specific, I think we have less conflict.
Yeah.
Like if he said, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
So you guys are arguing already.
But like, for example, like let's say like he's having a particular customer service issue with a client. Yeah. He's like, hey, I really feel strongly we should do this one. 3-4 years ago, I might have pushed back. Yeah. And now it's like, yeah, cool. Like, whatever you got to do, like, what you do, like, do it. Like, because we've worked through these so much, we know probably how each other think, even though we don't think the same. Yeah. Would you say the same for you and your partner?
That makes a lot of sense. I think you said exactly how I would want to say it, because even though you may not think that's the right way, you think that person would think that that's how they would handle it. Yeah. And you have to be okay with that, because that you don't want to create conflict, because it makes sense too, even though you don't agree. It's confusing to say, but I know what you're saying exactly. Yeah. Like, I know Mike would say no, but I'm going to say yeah, but I think we'll just go with his no.
Yeah, because you start understanding the reasoning. Yeah. It's not just the answer. You start understanding what goes into the answer.
Yeah, we have a lot of data now, too, that we can kind of expect, right? So it's like, normally we try and save this one thing, but we both, over the years, have been like, okay, every time we've done something similar, it doesn't go well. You know it better because that's your department, so I'm just going to trust you on this one. Yeah. So, Nathan and I have two things I think that really help us never really argue. One, we always, anytime we are about to have an argument or like a disagreement or something, we always know that we're trying to get to the same top mountain. Yeah. We just come at it a different way. Yeah. And so that's one thing. The second thing is, again, our egos got checked a long time ago too. Yeah. So it's very, I just trust him and what he's in his department. He trusts me in my department, and I'm like, hey, you know what? Yep. Let's do it. But we're always going to the same goal. So I think that helps a lot too.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. We're committed to the same things. Mm-hmm. But we also, we talk about where we're going a lot.
It makes sense.
A lot. It's a consistent, it's part of my sickness. I think maybe like one of my little diseases is I'm not good at being here. I'm always like 6 months out.
Yeah. That's the only time we've ever fought, though. That's literally the only time we've ever argument, is because it's expectations of where we should be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because our last fight was preparing for profit. That was the last time we actually I think we both wanted to like punch each other.
Oh, I don't see that.
No, it's happened.
Oh yeah, it has happened.
Happened at your fucking restaurant, Bobby.
Yeah, it happened in your restaurant.
Oh
yeah.
Our very first fight was
Yeah,
in your restaurant.
you fed us too much alcohol. We almost fought each other. This is only one time ever. It's your fault.
Yeah.
I see what this is all about today.
This is an intervention, bro. We're gonna send you all of our therapy bills.
Yeah. Because of that one night, Halloween 2019.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So when you, I don't even know if that was the actual night, but I would say, like with your business partner, have you been partners in all the different ventures as well?
Majority of them, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Besides the SAP was somebody else. Yeah.
That was a different partner. Yeah.
How did you end up in a different partnership? Did they approach you? Did you approach them? Like, how did that relationship go?
With the second partnership with SAP Fusion, it was with Ryan with Hurley Development.
Yeah.
It was like a mutual thing. You know, he liked the concept we have with Nom Nom, and also he had his vision as well too. So we tried to collaborate those two together and come up with our own, overall creation of like a fusion, Latin fusion.
I've only talked to Ryan a couple times, so I don't know him super well. But every time I'm around him, every time I've seen him, he just seems like he's got really good ideas. It seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders. Like, obviously, they've been pretty successful in our area, but to have him branch out and have ideas and clear, he seems to just have a lot of clarity in what he's looking for.
Yeah, but from meeting both of them, I think they're completely different business partners.
Yeah,
personality wise, one will stay out till 2 a.m. The other one will go to bed at 10 o'clock. So I don't know.
Wait, which one is which?
I think you. I'm sure you know. I'm not gonna say it, but I'm sure you know.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know, but it's like, how did you vet him before on the business? Or is it more of like I don't know. Like, I guess like for me, if I'm looking for another business partner ever, I don't know. I just looked for like a Nathan replacement, not necessarily like or something similar qualities. I wouldn't know because they're different, right? I wouldn't know how to find somebody that's not even. If they were not like Nathan at all, I would never go into business with them because I know what I like.
I gotta know what to do.
Yeah, and it's like this isn't how it was last time. Like, well, I'm not Nathan. I'm like, okay, well then I don't like this. So, so how did you do that?
It's very different because coming from the initial with Nom Nom, we were friends before. We worked together before at the bank for many years, and then we took almost like 10 years of friendship before we decided to start trusting each other too. And then we have our own personal thing outside of business, so mixing the two together, and then going to somebody else that I don't know personally and doing business, it was just strictly business for somebody from a different background. So for me, being able to kind of toggle between the two and just adjusting myself to accommodate both parties.
And SAP closed down.
Yeah, we sold.
Yeah. Do you think you would do something like that again?
I'm not sure. I mean, I feel like there's always opportunities, and at the moment, and I would probably just kind of keep things the way they are for now, because in the restaurant world, it's been so difficult. It's been so challenging, especially lately. Like sales have dropped, and a lot of things are going on right in the world, and it's affecting everybody. And just want to play it safe and just kind of continue until I see a reason to continue to expand.
I have a question on the restaurant thing. So you shut down, you sold SAP, and then did your contract come up with the Coffee Express, or did you sell that too, or how did that work?
That one, it was after COVID. Pretty much everybody, all the tenants in the building, worked from home, or they left, and they didn't have a need for us, so we just kind of left it, and then eventually somebody came in and took over. Yeah, the building got bought by another company, so they just had their own coffee.
Did they buy you out, or how does that work?
No, I didn't. I just pretty much, it was just like I just kind of walked in. I didn't buy the business or anything like that. So it was kind of walking in, and everything's already established. There was already a really nice coffee machine, espresso machine. So everything's already there for us. So we didn't really take much.
You just had to do the work.
Yeah. So bring in all that.
Yeah. So I guess the question I have, because we're pretty raw and transparent on this thing, and it's for business owners and people who are wanting to get there. When do you know it's time to close the doors? Like for SAP, because we have that. In my opinion, I feel like Nathan and I go until we're bankrupt, but I feel like at some point we had nothing to lose. But once you get to an established point like you're at, when do you know the writing's on the wall? Is it like months of profit and loss statements being down, or is it months of bank count, or like when is that?
Yeah, I think that it's just a combination, right? It's like just the timing, especially after our grand opening is amped up, and then when COVID hit, it was like, okay, how do we do a grand opening? We never had a chance to do a proper grand opening, and it was kind of like who knows we're really there, and La Pella shut down already, and we have to like really spend a lot of time and money on marketing and all those things, and then just monitoring our profit and loss as well too. If we're not, we didn't have dine in for almost a year, So having takeout only as a grand opening, it was really hurting us as well too. So, as the numbers drop, you have to make decisions before they get worse. So.
Is that like that's something? Is it like a 3-month thing or 4-month or like after 5 months or?
Yeah, usually it depends on how much reserve one has. But I feel like reasonably anywhere between 3 to 6 months it'd be safe to make a decision where direction where we're going. If there's no increase, it doesn't make sense. So
okay, 3 to 6
depends
months.
on how much cash flow or how much backup we.
You have to see a way out.
Yeah. You have to find the need to keep it going or.
Yeah, because you could put more money into something if you think it'll work.
Yeah, for sure.
But there probably comes a point where you're like, dude, we could throw $500,000 at this. It's not going to make a difference.
Yeah. That I think that's one thing too, and also wages were just crazy. We had dishwashers coming in asking for $25-$30 an hour, at the time because nobody wanted to work, at the time. So it was just getting ridiculous, and the chefs were, asking for a lot of money as well too, and it didn't make sense, at the time, especially when our income was not anything substantial to be paying all these different wages.
How does that work for you? Because you employ family too.
Oh gosh,
You have your family in the kitchen. You have your family at the front desk. So like, how does that work for you? You're like,
I just love my family. You guys get that on camera?
But in all seriousness, like they're an employee too. They have responsibilities. They have to. For sure. They do a great job, but they have to produce revenue. They have to cook the food correctly. Yes. Like they still have to do things that you have a very high standard.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the reasons we all love going there is when you go there, it's done well and correctly. And it's consistent. But like, how does that work for you when like you're going through like COVID? It's really challenging, and you employ your family. Yeah. What are those conversations like?
It just depends. It's hit or miss depending on the individual. There are some individual family members that are like full supportive, right? Like, oh, okay, we got your back. Don't worry about paying us, this time or this month. Things that kind of bend over backwards to help support the business while it's down. And there's certain ones are not the same. I think that's the best way to put it, right? Just they have not the same mindset.
Different spots in life, different experiences, everything.
For the majority of it, everybody's very supportive, and in that aspect, like they're willing to pitch a lending a hand. We didn't even start delivery services until COVID because we're like, oh my gosh, it's a big fee, right? It's like deliveries, DoorDash, Grubhub. It's like at least 20 to 30% fees on top of that.
Restaurants don't make 20, 30%.
But at that time we had no option. I'd rather have some income than no income, right? Because people are not driving out there because they have to wear a mask or they can't be 6 feet away from another person. So we offered delivery services on our own. We had people we had to employ still, so we had no choice but to find work for them. So I just created an email and had customers email us, contact us, email us, and then or call us in, and then we'll just email them when it's ready. We'll meet on the sidewalk, or we'll deliver the food for them, whatever it took. So we have to learn how to pivot, just be able to make the numbers and pay the bills.
So you went around DoorDash? Instead of using DoorDash, you just said, hey, we're going to create my own thing. You just call me directly and I'll have my employees drive it out to you?
I did that first, but I feel like it did help. But I feel like I also added DoorDash and Grubhub and stuff too eventually because I wanted to have as much.
The free marketing exposure too,
Yeah, so as much.
Free.
And it's a big deal because I go look on that stuff.
Yeah,
too.
me too.
Yeah.
I'll put best pho around or whatever, and then it gives me like all the restaurants,
pops in, and over time, and just sitting there with an empty restaurant with no chairs and tables all put up, it's just it's very devastating for us, right? Because it's something we're not used to. They had this couple come in one time, I still remember, and they ordered takeout, right? They ordered all this food and dessert, and we could do drinks to go at the time, right? Alcohol was allowed for takeout as long as it was sealed. So they did that, and they're like, oh, what are you guys doing? You guys have anything fun today? They're like, we're going to go on a date. I'm like, oh, cool, like, we're going to go on a date. It's COVID, They were just ate in the car, which is, like romantic, whatever. And I drove by once. I was heading home, and the car was all foggy. And I was like, oh. So I think they ate their mango sticky rice already. it was really funny. I was like, oh my gosh.
That's hilarious.
That is really
hilarious. What you got to do, man. That's so funny. I love it.
Yeah, it was a good date. Hopefully they gave us a good 5 stars in it.
Yeah. Next time you see them, be like, hey, I saw what the food made you guys do. I like it.
So, when did it start turning around? Did you start seeing, pretty quick, people started coming back in, like lunch times, the crowd started coming in, people started coming back? Was it pretty quick, or was it gradual?
The way that it gradually, we opened our doors little by little, right? We did, I think it was 50% dine in, and they took tables away. We had to mark off tables. It was a process, right? And then
Mark them clean.
yeah,
all kinds of
and then we had to spray it down and sanitize it after we wiped it down too. It was just like a big process it took. But after they went to full 100%, I felt like it was starting getting back to feeling like normal.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
Yeah.
So anybody who's going to employ their family, what would you recommend?
And employ the family.
Yeah, like they open a restaurant or they're doing this, and then I'm like, hey, I'll hire my brother or my sister and mom and dad and stuff like that. Is there any tips, tricks, or anything you would give them in order before they do that?
I would strongly advise having a heart to heart, like the conversation, like between business and also personal, because sometimes if they get intertwined, it can get confusing, and also it can be frustrating between the two, because your expectations from your employees should be all the same. And with family, I would think it'd be the same, if not more, because you're family. But sometimes the other party might feel differently. So, just really having the conversation and also reminding, because if I hired you on as a dishwasher, I would expect you to wash dishes, not wash dishes. It's like I think it's some may feel entitled because they're the owner's family member and they don't have to do much or whatever. But I feel like I hold the same standard with all employees. If you're clocked in, you're the same employee as the next person, whether you're family or not, and I keep that consistent across the board, because that way there's no mistreatment or anything like that. It's all the same. And I'm very stern on that. You can ask any of my family members. It's like, hey, you can't do this, and it's like, you should know that. So I just hold the same standard, and I just want to keep it and consistently across the board.
So hold the expectations before you hire family members.
Because it's
turned them into standards. He talked about it, and then it became the standard instead of just like some
it's very different.
mythical expectation.
Yeah. I was
Like, here's the standard of every employee.
Yep.
Yeah.
Adhere to it. Yeah. Because I remember I when I was younger and working in like warehouses and stuff like that. Like I'd have friends be supervisors or team leaders, and they had more authority over me. But I still talk to them like they're my friend. And then I remember getting called out one time from a good friend of mine, Jonathan Dewar. He was because I was the one who helped him get hired there, and then he worked the way up and wanted to be supervisor and then work all that shit and stuff like that. And I was like, I didn't want to do it, but I talk a lot of shit to him and stuff like that. But in front of other people who didn't know that him and I had that good relationship from when we were in high school, and he'd pull me aside and be like, hey man, like I know we're buddies and stuff like that, but at the same time, I can't have you disrespect me in front of people. And I was like, it was so cool for him to call me out like that, because I just didn't, through my eyes, I didn't see that at all. We're just doing the same shit we've always done. And then I had to just remember, oh yeah, you technically are like my boss or whatever, and I need to respect that in front of other people who don't understand our banter.
Yeah, you're not like super CEO-y when you're not at work.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Like at work, you're very like, you're the boss. Yeah. But when you're outside of work, you're like as casual as they come, like in terms of just like involved, like you're down for whatever, like almost like a B personality. It's like you switch into A when you go to work, and then when you're off work, you're like back to like, dude, I just want to hang out, have a great time, like let's go do stuff. Like don't have like a huge strong opinions. Yeah, you're just like, yeah, dude, let's just hang out, let's relax. It's one of the reasons I think we've always got along well. It's because it's easy to just like hang out and relax, and we don't have like.
Yeah, I think
stuff to do.
I'm glad you noticed that too, because some people always say too, like, you're so uptight at work. I'm like, no, I'm just working and trying to, be professional. And when people come in, hey, what's up? I'm like, oh, I come say hi, right? And I just kind of go back to work, because instead of me like joining and engaging and taking shots or drinking with you guys, I'm kind of like a little more reserved, and I think that. Shows my staff too as well too that what my expectations are, because I wouldn't want them to do the same thing when their friends or family came in too, because they can arrange for that at a different time when they're not clocked in. Mm-hmm. It just shows leading by example. Yeah, I think that's really big. I do have some relatives in the past that always just, like try to challenge me, because either they're older than me or like they feel they're closer to me. But when it's one thing one-on-one, I appreciate that. But if it's like in front of other staff, you're not you're letting them know it's okay to treat me like that. So if I don't correct it off the bat, it can continue, and another employee can feel they can talk to me the same way.
Totally.
So I just try to separate that, and I try to cut it as soon as I can, because it shouldn't be that way.
We talk about with like our leadership team is like behind closed doors we can disagree all you want.
Yeah.
You can challenge me. We don't have a lot of ego in the room. Like we just want, like Mike was saying, we just want the best result.
Yeah.
So all of us that are in a leadership capacity in our organization have a damn near equal say. Like they can bring up any issue they want. It is an open door, open conversation without question. But the moment we walk out this door, we're united.
Yep.
The moment we're not dividing, which means whatever decision we make, regardless, because somebody's not going to like the decision.
Yeah.
You get 4 or 5 people who are strong leaders in a room. Not everybody's going to agree, but we need to agree mostly, right? So we make a lot of decisions together, and we can disagree and argue and give our opinions and go around and around as much as we need to. But the moment we leave this room, we're unified.
Yeah, you don't want to be arguing in front of our employees.
Hell no.
Yep.
Like,
Never.
yeah. Just,
We don't want to argue in general, but it's okay to be challenged. But in the environment really matters. It's like you're probably a lot more receptive if somebody called you like, hey, I feel like I really need to talk to you, like an employee or maybe like an important manager, and they're like, this is what's happening. This is my opinion on it. It's very different than you being on the floor and be like, you this that, like going at you. Like you're not going to hear them.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, you asshole.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Like no, not here, not now. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a break, and then once you feel a little bit better, let's have a conversation.
Yeah, you would too.
It just makes it so much better,
Like,
Yeah, I've learned over the years. I'm not anybody perfect by any means, but in the beginning, I felt I can grow from this. I feel like even I learned from very successful people that humility is the greatest success, right? Because in the beginning, I was like very toxic. I was like anal. I was on everybody's case, and I hated myself for that for the longest time. I still do, But the thing is, I've challenged myself to do better and be better every day and be a more positive person because I didn't like that person I was, and I didn't like the recipient as well too because it didn't feel good, right? And for the first couple of years, I struggled with that because I wanted to be successful in my mind, whatever that took, as far as like being strict with people and like just being on everybody's case, and that's overboard micromanaging in a way. And then after a while, I took a step back, took some time away, and realized, you know what? I want people to make mistakes so they can learn from it, instead of just like not making a mistake and like being on their case. And once you make a mistake, you learn from it, you'll do better, and it's okay. I learned that things will be okay. There's always going to be, there's always going to be solutions. There's always going to be change, and for the better or for the worse. But for me, every day I'm like, I don't want to argue with anybody. I don't want to fight with anybody. I don't want to raise my voice. I don't want to curse anybody because I don't want to be treated like that. So I teach myself that every day.
yeah, but at the very beginning, I'm sure it's also, I could see it being super fragile at the beginning, right? It's like, dude, if I lose this, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Like you guys are here, and so maybe like do you feel like as time's gone on, it's kind of that helps because now you're like, okay, whew, we've made it, like I've proven the concept, I've gotten better. You can kind of take a deep breath and relax a little more now. But I would imagine at the very beginning too, it's like, dude, we have working 24-hour days and stuff like that, putting all your money, everything into it. It's like, dude, no, this has to be perfect because if we lose this, you guys are going to go find a new job and I'm fucked.
Yeah.
So I could see that, but
exactly. Because somebody drop a plate or cup the first day, I'm like, freaking out, like running there like just a maniac,
Yeah, my credit card's maxed out already. God damn it.
yeah, exactly.
I'm not gonna have any plates or cups until next week,
Yeah.
Or but now, like that happens, like I'll just don't even look back. I'm like, okay, they're gonna sweep it up, they're gonna mop it and clean it, and the day will be fine. At the end of the day, right? The door's gonna be closed. We're gonna close out the transactions. We're gonna be good. Next day is a new day. That's what I learned. It took me a while to get to that point because I'm like, oh my gosh, I was like super anal, is always like on top of everything. And then when you learn to let go and you delegate, you can actually track the progress in that way as well too. And it took me, like I said, almost 8 to 10 years to finally come to terms with myself and like not have to be there every day and like guarding the restaurant, giving trust and faith and kind of monitoring from afar.
Yeah, I like that word, guarding.
That stood out to me too.
Oh my God, it's like we're in sync.
Oh, Pablito. Yeah, but guarding is an interesting word.
Yeah.
It does feel like that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Same word sticks out to us, and we know exactly what.
I like that word. That was good.
Yeah.
Do you guys want a refill?
I'll take a little bit more.
And
Let's take-
actually, we don't have Keanu here, so can we use camera? David, can you
what?
get some water? A couple water bottles too. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
the thing that I asked you for if you wanted earlier.
Well, I
and you
didn't think
said
so
no.
until the freaking whiskey dried out my mouth. Do you want Redemption or do you want Woodford?
Redemption's fine.
What do you want? Sorry, I wasn't asking.
Oh, it wasn't asking
I
me.
don't care. Whatever. It tastes the same to me. It's all alcohol.
I'll let you pour. Actually, I'll pour mine.
Have at it.
Okay. Yeah. No, I was just curious. So, I have a question though, because the whole concept of our podcast, Nathan and mine,
Generous words.
our podcast is we most people in the community know who you are. So I'm sure when we share this out, in Facebook and all that stuff, people will be like, oh, we know Bobby, this is awesome. We get to see another side of Bobby in the sense of like, the business side of Bobby. But we want to share this for more than that. Let's peel back another layer, because I know we got probably another half an hour or so. But let's peel back another layer.
Yeah.
How did you even get into this shit? Like did you start out, when in school and they say, what does everyone want to be? And you said, I want to own a restaurant one day, or I want to be in real estate one day, or what was the beginning? What was your very first job? Where'd you, like all that stuff from the very beginning of your resume?
Yeah.
And
Sure. I kind of like talked about it earlier, but I can like recap.
Yeah, the bank.
So I started off working at Starbucks
that was the very first job.
And then in Sacramento, I moved back and I got into the bank. I got into the bank and I real estate. After real estate, the restaurant. And the reason why I got into the restaurant, it wasn't because something I wanted to do initially. My mom was actually the one. She was working at a paintbrush company called Purdy Paintbrush. Like the Sharon Williams. Yeah. She worked there for a long time, and she's a widow. My dad passed when I was 18, so that's why I moved up here with my mom. And so she got a job there. She didn't drive. She's a housewife, right? So she just kind of went with friends to find her way through work, and so she was, and on the weekends she had anything to do. So her friend asked her to work at the restaurant with her on 23rd, Tara Tai. So that was her first like restaurant job on the weekends. So she kept herself occupied, going grieving and all that stuff too. So I think wanting to keep herself busy really helped her with the grieving. So she's never had free time to sit there. And then so after I worked at Wells Fargo, they merged with Wachovia back in like 2002 or 2003. I don't remember. It's been so long. I got laid off, and my mom's like, "Hey, come work at the restaurant." And they were hiring; they need a server. I'm like, "Well, I don't know how to serve." So, I was like, "Well, I'll try it out," So, so I tried it out. I started off as a dishwasher, I think, and then I was a busser, and then learned how to serve, and then I really enjoyed it, and it became more of a passion over time. And then after that, I'm like, oh, I want to cook too. I already know how to serve, and I know how to make drinks there. I was a self-made bartender with the help of Tara from Tara Tai. And then eventually I learned how to cook as well too. I would learn how to make all the different sauces, and their passion just grew more and more over time, and I really enjoyed it over like 10 plus years. And then eventually my partner, which sometimes I would call him bitching about it. I'm like, I hate this job. I have to work every day, and then like so many times, like, why don't you open your own, And then my mom, I was like, Mom, what do you think about us opening our own restaurant? She's like, well, if you do it, I would support you, because I always loved restaurants, and that's been her passion growing up. She loves to cook. I was like, well, how would you help me? Because you work at, Sharon Williams. I quit my job right before she's getting ready to retire, like a couple years before. She's like, okay. I was like, are you serious? She's like, yeah, let's go all in. So we started coming up with recipes and things like that. And we're like, we kind of get some inspiration from Tara Tai, because we're working there. And then I love that.
Copying.
Yeah. We learned how to make the peanut sauce, and we learned how to make it to our own style, and curries, things like that. And we kind of took a little bit of here and there from them. And shout out to Tara Tai.
Yeah, hey.
And then
I appreciate it.
Yeah, right. And then so over the years, it's just we're just building up and coming up with recipes and menus and all these different things, right? And then it got to the point where my partner Andrew was like, hey, you ready to do it? We've been saving, we have other things that we do on the side as investments, so we had enough funds to start the build out. And I was finishing up my final days of real estate, closing up all my transactions and getting serious, and going to stores and sourcing plates and bowls and vegetables and produce, all those things. And found a place, got the lease, right? I was like, I want to be right next to the movie theater and the library. That makes all the sense. Foot traffic is crazy, right?
That's a hell of a place.
Yeah. I was
It's
like, let's do it.
awesome.
Dinner and a movie, dude. It's literally,
It's great.
yeah, my ex and I used to do it all the time. Dinner, shot.
It's right in the middle of everything.
And then right afterwards we come back, and then we post game after that.
And then across the street, Social Security office. So you can go to Social Security office and get your Social Security card if you lose it.
Yeah.
And then go to the library.
That's usually what happens when I go to restaurants.
Yeah. It's a win-win, right? So
I always forget my Social Security card.
God damn it.
I got to go across the street now.
Hey, when they ask that.
Yeah. So that's just pretty much how it started. And then we opened up the doors, and leading up to the first couple of years, we were so lucky. We got all these, like I said, events and networking groups and meeting all these people. We got some awards that were totally unexpected. I didn't think about getting any kind of awards, any recognition for any of the work that we've done, because we're just doing our job and we're just trying the best we can, right? And we got what Golden Ladle Soup winner for Share House. That was a big one. That was the first big one. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, that's crazy. We got an award, Mom. Like, we won something. The people liked our soup.
Dude, I bet your mom, like, oh, man. Did that warm her heart? Like, just make everything? I would cry. Did she cry?
Yeah.
I'm crying.
No, it was funny. It was actually more funny than sad, because we went to the contest. It was at A&A, right? So the soup we had is called kapunam kai. It's like salad, soup, salad, curry, noodles, and soup. So it was like a bunch of stuff you assemble. So it took a lot of time to do it. And there's like 20 other restaurants, I think, that were participating. Bonnie from Blue Door, all these other places. So we get there, and Bonnie was like, "Watch this, we're on stage. They're calling the names. She's, I'm gonna win. I win every year, 3 years in a row." I was like,
she did not.
Yeah. I was like, all right, Bonnie, congratulations,
Damn.
And then they call up, the second place. Second place was like, now I'm shit talking Bonnie, and so so they're like,
My
all right,
Blue Door.
yeah. So it was the chef's award goes to Nom Nom, and then I was like, Bonnie, that's not Blue Door, is it?
Did you say first or second?
Yeah, first or
Just
second.
out of curiosity.
Yeah.
What place did you get again?
Yeah, and then Golden Ladle goes to, and she's like, she walks up the stage like she's gonna win. I was like,
No, dude. She did? Yes.
and they're like, no.
The pre-walk, bro. The
I was
pre-walk.
like, no. I was like, I'm so sorry, Bonnie. I don't think that was Blue Door again.
Oh
She gave me the finger.
gosh, that's great.
She gave me the finger. But, but anyway,
my
so
word.
that time when my mom was with me, it was the first time, right? It was like a casino. She loves to gamble. I failed to mention that part. It's the biggest part in the story. So I'm like, we're like doing it, and like my brother and sister-in-law was there. We're all doing the soup, assembling. And then after we won, I was like, Mom, I was trying to find her, couldn't find her anywhere. Called her. She was like, leave me alone. I'm at the blackjack table. I was like,
Your mom's just making it happen.
I was like, you asshole, we just won a big ass award. She's like, I don't care. I was like, I'm gambling. She got mad. And then she realized how important that award was.
Yeah.
And we got her back there. And I'm like, look, and she hold the trophy. But she didn't never want anything before, so she didn't know what it, like how serious that was, So yeah, that was really funny. She's like, okay, I'm going back to my tables now. I'm like, can we like celebrate?
Well, I think that speaks a lot of heart, though. I mean, you said, you guys cook because you love to cook. You guys make food because you love making food, and you just do your job.
Yeah.
You didn't do it for an award. You got an award by the byproducts of you guys being badass cooks and just doing what you love to do.
That's
cool.
It was just supporting the community for Share House. We're fundraising for the homeless shelters, and that's how I looked at it. Like, everybody's a winner because we're all here together as a community, So it wasn't like oh, look, we got this, but it was just funny. All the trash talking goes behind the scenes with the chefs, and I'm like the new guy on the block, so I'm just sitting here all timid
And winning.
Could you give a speech? Did you give a speech at all when you won it? Or they just hand it to you and you take a picture and you leave?
I think I just took a picture and left.
No, dude, I would love that speech. Be like, I want to give a huge shout out for my motivation for Blue Door. Thank
Bonnie,
you so much. Yeah, Bonnie
couldn't have done this without you.
Yeah.
But the blackjack table. Yeah, that's like
That's great.
that was like initial. And ever since then, every year we got something else. And like, what is going on? I was like, are people like, is this really happening? Like we got.
But Bobby, you have to understand something, and maybe you don't know this about yourself, but you're a really easy guy to support.
Oh, thank you.
There's some people who build stuff and you're like, kind of just uninterested, kind of whatever. But like, I don't know. There's something about your demeanor, your heart, your spirit, your soul, like whatever that thing is that's attractive to other people. You have that in spades. Like people want to be around you. They want to support you.
Yep.
Like I have no idea how much money we've spent at your restaurant, but it's thousands because it's just it's a fantastic product, but we love supporting you. Like, we want to see you and your family succeed. And so it's like, I don't know, you're just a really easy guy to root for.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. I just don't even check in sometimes. I just keep on going head down, right, and just keep on going.
That's the way to do it though, man.
And when after work comes in, and then next day I'm like back to work, like some it's great to celebrate, but just want to keep on continuing, continue and growing and just maintaining, and that's business as usual, right?
Yeah.
All these years after we got all these different awards, I'm like, hey, great, and it's appreciated. We got best in Clark County like 4 or 5 years in a row.
Yep.
I was like, that was crazy. Like, give somebody else a chance. Like I almost feel guilty now. Right? Right? Like rotate it.
So
like,
humble. I love it.
Seriously,
Like the Patriots.
let somebody else win so they can be acknowledged too. Like I feel like I appreciate it. But like at some point, like they should just kind of do like rotating.
I just see you on the stage. Hey, I'm gonna pull back from this year because I just can't win anymore. I want somebody else to have a chance.
Yeah,
so
I'm just tired of winning.
It's been a long time for Bonnie.
Oh, yeah, That was fucking hilarious.
Let me text her now. She's gonna kill me. Bunny, I was
Hey, listen, I know it's been a long time, so we're gonna pull out of the race this year, so you guys have a chance.
Yeah, she needs that self-esteem boost again.
I was just playing Bunny.
She's gonna watch this. I'm gonna go to Blue Door for one day for brunch. She's like, get the fuck out. She's like, get the fuck out. Get out.
Yeah.
I'll
But
forget.
yeah, but I love Bonnie though. I'm telling you.
Dude, they have a great thing going too, though.
Yeah. She actually was a part of our coffee shop because when we had the coffee shop, I was like, we don't know how to bake anything, and we have to have muffins and croissants, right? It's only like fair to have pastries. So I reached out to her, and that's how we started becoming friends. So
No way.
Yeah. So we were wholesaling her pastries to our shop. So we also did that, cross marketing. We're like, oh, we're serving Blue Door Bakery pastries now, and people come and support her and us as well too. They'll get some coffee and they'll get some pastries. She was always supportive. She'll always have things delivered to us, cookies and whatever, anything that she thought would sell. So she's a big support system in the coffee shop that we had.
So friendly rivalry.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So a couple things. How long did you work with your mom?
My mom, I worked with her from the beginning up until she passed. When she passed, right beginning of COVID
Yes, a few
in
years
2020. Yeah, 2020.
Has it been that long ago?
Yeah, it's been that long. But it still feels like yesterday.
So the
It's
crazy
weird.
thing is not only did you go through COVID and you had all these restaurants and
Yeah.
having to decide if they're going to fail, you did this right as your mom passed.
Yes, for sure.
Dude.
And it's been tough over the years, but I think every year is gonna get better, but it just sometimes it hits differently. Like depending on the season, it's right around this time too. It's like this month actually, the year number 5, and it just doesn't ever the feeling doesn't ever go less or anything. So it sucks because she lived with me. I've been mama's boy for my whole life, 37 years. 37 years, because ever since my dad passed, I lived with my mom. And she didn't drive. She still didn't drive. She's scared to drive, and she hates the way I drive because I drive like an Asian. I don't know. But then
TWA?
Yeah. I drive really slow. I drive really slow, and I always signal every time, just in case somebody tries to run into me. I'm gonna make a left turn, but she hated that. She's like, go faster. I was like,
It's
what?
like you drive.
Yeah, I was like,
It's like you want to go faster, you do it yourself.
Yeah.
So like a Flintstones car.
Yeah.
Like push harder, mom.
It was almost a battle getting in the car.
Yeah.
She was like, go faster every time. I'm like, Mom, just take the key. But
Did you? This is a very personal question.
Yeah.
But did you ever after your mom died? And you're going through all that stuff with COVID? Did you ever just think about quitting?
oh yeah, definitely, for sure. I mean, I'm gonna be completely transparent. After it took she was in the hospital for a month before she passed, and it sucked because not being able to see her, and her condition got worse and worse every week, and then up until she passed, and then I just wanted to give up and not even be there. I didn't want to be at the restaurant. I didn't want to be anywhere but home, because it was so devastating because I felt lost because she's my real partner. My partner, Andrew, is my partner, but she's my partner in crime every day.
In the trenches.
Yeah, every day. She's back of house, in front of house every single day. So to lose her, the thought of losing her, I'm like, what am I going to do? I have to learn more the back of house so that way I can do both, But I'm like, do I want to do that? It was just a lot. It was so my mental health was so bad. I didn't even know that was a thing until that happened to me. And I had, I went through my own things as well too. I had an anxiety attack. I thought I wasn't going to make it myself too. My heart was every day it was just such a battle to get up and even, think what I'm going to do. I was so lost, So to be able to pull myself out of that, it took a really long time. But I fight every day to keep the restaurant because I feel like she did it on purpose. It was just she's creating a legacy for me to have to keep me, having a business, a successful business running, to have my family have, and get employed, have jobs until they find their next career, passion, whatever it is. It's like a revolving door, for anybody to come in that needed a job, because she would welcome anybody, friends or family looking for work. She'll come on in, I'll train you. She's super generous and easygoing.
Oh, I remember, dude. I remember going to your house and she'd be cooking us food at 1 a.m. I'm like, I don't want any shrimp right now. She's like, no, you have to.
Yeah, we come home.
She didn't speak any English, and you would translate for her. She still didn't ever speak to me in English. She'd just say eat.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's
the only
right.
word she knew was eat.
Eat and then take me to the casino.
It's like I'm on the blackjack table, boy.
Yeah, that was her way of
That woman
getting you
loved
all
the
ready to
casino.
go and be like, hey,
Yeah.
remember when I fed you?
Yeah.
I need a favor now.
Yeah, I need
too.
a favor now. Can you drive me to the casino?
Yeah.
That was her advice. And she worked 7 days a week, I would say at least 60, 70 hours a week. And if she started getting cranky, that's when I knew she had to take her to
send her
the casino.
to the casino.
I would have to take her because she didn't drive, so I'll take her. And I would pick her up. And if she's ready to come home and I'm out partying, drinking, she was like, pick me up. I'm like, shit. I was like, I'm not drinking and driving, So I'll Uber to go get her, then try to Uber home. And she won't go in the Uber. She's like, I don't know who this guy is. I'm not going in the car with Uber. It was just a funny scenario. Every single time I had to pick her up when I'm drunk.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Or I would go there sober and I'll get drunk at the bar waiting for her. And then we both have to Uber. It was just, it was that.
And she's like, I don't know this guy.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
She wouldn't get in the car.
Steve will be there in 15 minutes. Who the fuck is Steve?
Who the fuck is Steve?
Yeah, she wouldn't go. She's like,
He's an Uber driver. What the fuck is Uber, bro? I'm not doing that shit. Where are you at?
Yeah.
I'm drunk, Mom. I can't pick you up.
She's like, I guess I'll
I'm
just
not getting
stay.
in the car with Steve.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll get somebody new. Hey, Angela will be there in about 20 minutes. Who the fuck is Angela?
No, she hated it. She, what the heck is this Uber shit? She didn't even know what it is. She didn't know.
Oh, you're like, Mom, it's a taxi.
Yeah.
We should just call a taxi.
Yeah.
Hey, you should.
Dude, that is so funny.
She wouldn't get in either.
I didn't know that part of her life.
And I would
That's
tell my
great.
friends about it too. Like, yeah, so I would like try to pick up my mom, and she wouldn't want to go home by the time I get there. She's like, still like, oh my God, I'm on a hot streak.
I'm on a heater.
So I'm like, okay, what do I do? Right? There's a bar right next to me. I'm like, I'm just gonna have a drink or 17, right? And then after I get drunk, I'm like, oh shit, I can't drive now. And then I hope she doesn't want to go home yet. And
Then she's like, hey, honey, I'm ready to go.
oh, I gotta figure this shit out. I gotta sober up.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's hilarious.
That's really funny.
Dude, man, your mom just treated people so well, though.
Yeah,
like I just remember waving at her in the back of the restaurant. She's always cooking and doing something.
Well,
She's there every day.
Yeah, this one of the sadder moments were right after she, like a couple of months after she passed, we had a regular customer. She had like some health conditions. She's come in with a service dog all the time, and she was come in. Oh, is your mom here today? My mom was come out say hi to her, and then after after my mom passed, she was like, oh, is she back there? I'm like, oh, she's not here today. I didn't want to break her heart yet. It was so hard because she hugged my mom. My mom doesn't hug anybody. She didn't hug me, so it was just kind of weird. My mom would hug her, So like she'll come in, she's like, I want to give her a hug. I was like, oh, she's not here today. And like a couple like times after, I had to tell her because I didn't know.
Can't just keep saying.
Yeah. And then she just broke down. I was just like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen her since. I feel really sad about it, but I feel like she has to know, right? And it's just she was connected with my mom so much. She's like, I go there and I tell her to make the food for me, and my mom will sit there and make her the chicken pho. She loves the chicken pho with extra onions. And a cilantro too, yeah. But yeah, she like
You still remember her order?
Yeah, I do. And she would just drink the whole thing, whatever's left, even if there's like an ounce left, she'll pack it to go because she loved it so much. Because she knew that it came from my mom that made it, specifically just from.
Don't you feel like that spirit though is still in the food?
Oh yeah, a lot of people say that too, and even the chefs, they're like, oh, if we mess up an order, if we mess up a recipe, grandma will let us know that we're wrong. Like a plate would drop or something, like they'll crack jokes like that,
Yeah, somebody didn't cook it right, so grandma knocked the plate.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I love that.
She's there.
Yeah,
I think that's also, again, that's why you guys have made it not just your authenticity is everything.
Yeah.
Right. Not like you've never, like Nathan said, people want to support you because you have no underlying motive outside of just providing good food and good service, and just it's what you love to do. It's your passion.
I enjoy it. Like I will drop off food to you if I can. If I'm not busy, right? You want the time crunch. I mean, I think some people have experienced that too, and I'm just like running stuff around and trying to make catering work. And I work with all different budgets if I can for people that want us, and for some reason we want to stay in the budget. We'll make it. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, you guys are awesome at that. You're so good at it. So that said, you mentioned earlier that you did the thing at the casino, and a lot of it was good for you because it benefited like charity.
Yeah.
Well, I've known you to be involved with lots of different like charitable work and organizations. You're donating to things all the time. You're having things at your restaurant, like so people can raise funds and things like that. Like, is that all just still part of like this whole community thing that you kind of grew up in, or is this something you specifically like? I want to be a part of giving back. I want to be a part of charity. How does that come up for you?
Well, I think that kind of goes with growing up, because growing up, my parents came here in the early 80s with pretty much nothing but the clothes on their back, and they found their way with work. We were picking strawberries for a living growing up. I remember strawberry fields in like the 80s at Selby Island. And
this is what I wanted.
The Selby Island.
Yeah.
And my brothers and siblings, my cousins will like have strawberry fights in the fields, and like I'm like, man, what are we doing here? Like, this is crazy. This is where are we at? Like everybody's kind of lost because we just it's really bad in our country, so everybody just kind of escaped to here. We were sponsored here by a family to to get away from all the mess back home. So yeah, so my parents, my dad saved up the money, but he bought a Ford Pinto, and he was like driving around cheesing the whole time. My mom was like so proud of him, $500. She's like, yeah, he got a first car, because we didn't have a car back then, and we're just going around with different churches and different families helping us, kind of sponsor us and helping us, build from the ground up, and then over time, I just feel like. Like I didn't know who Santa was. My parents never talked about it, and like we're growing up speaking different languages. It was really challenging, and my parents' culture was just like the Lao Asian culture. Like you don't talk to your parents, you don't look at them in the eye, it's disrespectful. So culture shock was big too, because at school you have to look at the teacher in the eye, right? So like every day I have to remember, do I look at my dad or do I not? Like it was just confusing, right? And then during holidays, we would get because we lived in like a Section 8 apartment or something. Sacramento was like a low income apartment. My parents didn't make much money, and we would get like turkeys for Thanksgiving, like big trucks come by, and then for Christmas we would get like presents from Santa Claus. I really thought it was Santa Claus. I kid you not. And like they would come in like the suits, they'll bring presents for us, and then I would get like Legos and like yellow ugly turtleneck. It was ugly back then, but I think I'd wear it now. It probably wasn't cashmere, but the thing is like
how
those
things have changed from strawberry fields to cashmere.
But the thing is like every year we waited for Santa Claus, right?
Yeah.
And then when I got older, and when I could read, I'm like, that's Salvation Army. that's a big difference, And then we would get like canned foods and just random stuff, like beans, and you're like, what the hell are we gonna do with this? We'll make some Asian soup with it. We didn't know what to do with all these things, but we were really thankful and grateful that we got all these things given to us. But I didn't know it's for low income families. I didn't know anything about any of that financial part of it because I was still a kid. I'm become older and understanding the whole dynamic and how everything worked. I want to be able to give back to those, the less fortunate people that are not able to get those kind of things as well too. So, for Thanksgiving every year, my commitment to the community is I cook for all the homeless shelters that need assistance. I reach out to Share. I reach out to all these different places downtown Vancouver, asking for anybody that needs food, and then I would cook I would just spend the whole day, Thanksgiving Day, cooking for all the shelters, and I enjoy it because it's like everybody should be able to eat something, so I make trays and trays of food. I'd pass it all out to different churches. Like it was a good feeling,
Yeah.
Every year. So it's been like 7-8 years in a row. And I think probably 9 by now, but this next week or two I'm thinking about making something different. I'm just gonna do like some Italian food. I got some recipes I'm excited to make, and just kind of like do these things and make it like an annual thing I do all the time, because that my family understands that now. So Thanksgiving, I don't do Thanksgiving with them. I just devote my whole time to that, and probably because my family's a little crazy too. And I just want to take them in small dosages. We have such a big family, so we break it up in like small like groups. This year, I think I'm going to Oakland to visit my cousin out there and cook with him, and he's out there alone, so I want to be there with him and with inviting other family as well too. And then for after Thanksgiving, we get wish tags from different organizations asking for. There's people that are in need of certain things, some people that want certain things. So you can go through the list and see what you are able to afford to get for them. If you're able to get a need, great. A want, whatever you can do. So I go out there, get like a handful of tags, and I stick them all over the windows at the restaurant. And we post it on social media too. Like if anybody's feeling generous and they really wants to contribute to the community, you can pick up a wish tag. You can grab a gift. You can leave it with us, or you can bring it to Share, and make sure that somebody has a gift to open for this Christmas. And it's a good feeling because there was a year or two that I didn't get any gifts from Salvation Army, and I was sad.
Yeah.
So it's like like to know like just one little present can make somebody's world, and they'll never forget that year they got something. It's just a little bit goes a long way.
Goddamn, Bobby. Fucking hell, dude.
Solid.
Yeah, so that's my thing. Like those seasons are just dedicated to what I can do give back to the community. And I train my niece and nephew, and I would think they will tell you too. I don't spoil them, and that way I don't go out and buy them fancy gadgets, because I want them to understand the importance of helping out the community and things like that. And if I want to spoil them, it would be like a special day, the birthday, or or something like that. But if for Christmas, they're not getting any of those things, because I'm spending my time and money on things that matter to the world versus like just spoiling somebody.
Good shit, dude.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Fucking
I kind
Cheers to
of want to. Yeah, I know. I need another too. I'm gonna start crying now, dude. I love that, dude. So it's man, I don't know. I kind of want to instill those things with Kate, with my kiddo too, because like it's the hard thing is like he's growing up right now with, you know, the flexibility for us to kind of just do whatever we want to some extent, you know, not buying like, you know, and, you know, $1 million things, or, you know, buying Yahtzee and that, but like the fact that, you know, if he wants something on Fortnite, you know, it's a $10 fucking thing for Fortnite that makes him super happy. I'm like, dude, I'll spend $10 on him. Yeah. If I went out to the bar tonight, I'd probably spend $100 on myself. So I'll spend, you know, $10 to buy you something. Or if he wants, you know, for soccer, if he needs new cleats and stuff like that, I'm like, dude, he's a badass at soccer. I'll go buy him new cleats. You know, I'm not stressing about it. So it's hard for, like you said, growing up. I think what really resonated with me was when you said you're growing up, you didn't understand that. You were just like, oh, there's Santa. You didn't know about Salvation Army or about anybody. Everyone helping you was just, this is like what everyone does.
Yeah.
And then when it didn't happen, you're like, oh, and then you got older and you're like, oh shit, like this is, I get it now. Yeah. So I think for me, I think I'm gonna do that this year. Like I told him when he had a lemonade stand, he made money, and I said, you got to get 10% back to the charity, and he chose an animal shelter. He loves cats. Yeah. So we did that, but I want to do something like that because throughout the year he gets kind of whatever he wants, right? But I don't want to be a little spoiled, entitled brat, which he's not. Yeah. But I do think, hey, on the Christmas day, we're not doing presents. Like, this is our day to give back to other people who are like, because you get stuff all year, dude. Yeah. So now this day, it's important for everyone else because it's the one day of the year that, you know, some parents will save up, and like this is the day people get presents. Yeah. We get presents whenever we want. So now we're going to go help everybody else out. I think that's how I'm going to pitch that. I like that a lot.
Well, one year, this is like, because you guys all know Chris Dobbs, right?
Mm. Yeah.
Okay, so
absolutely.
Yeah, rest in peace, Chris Dobbs. 1 year there wasn't enough people that were able to help with the wish tags, and then he reached out to me. He's like, hey, what can I do to help? You know, because he saw my post. I'm like, well, there's a couple of tags out there. If you want to split it, we can split it. We can go shopping together. So he came pick me up in his brand new Porsche, then 911, right? And we went shopping for everything on the list, for all the needs on there. At least if we were able to pick up some once, but at least it was a need was more important, right? And so him and I, we spent a day shopping. We went to like all his stores, Burlington Coat Factory, Ross, Target, everything. We went through a list and we loaded up his car. And we just split the bill, and that's just how generous he is, helping out the community, and I think that is how we connected as well too. And to see, and I don't want to be the person asking for handouts. I don't want to be the person asking for things all the time. But if I throw out a bone there, like, hey, I need this is what we're asking. If somebody sees the need and they want to help, I appreciate it a lot. And I was really touching with him and I, because even when I think about him too, like, man, it was like, he saved some people's Christmases, and he's now no longer with us. So, in honor of him, I continue to want to keep that tradition going. I'll probably reach out to another professional that is able to help contribute or donate to helping make somebody's day for Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Well, let's do this. If somebody wanted to help out, how would they get a hold of you? What's the best way for them to reach you?
I just got back on social media. I was off social media for a long time. I was doing some detox, 16 months of getting off social media. It was just took a lot of my toll on my life. And like, as soon as I get up, I'm checking things, and all of a sudden, like 2-3 hours later, I'm like, okay, I'm late for work now. Crap, So I decided just to shut down. I shut down for like 15 months, and like I got back on because I'm doing some more social media content for the different restaurants, and so social media is probably number one, Bobby.ras12, or just simply call the restaurant. But yeah, it's not hard to get a hold of me.
We'll put all your social stuff in the caption of everything, so they can see it. And like, this will probably be out before Christmas, so let's just get people pushing towards that. If we can get if we can get all of those tags filled this year, that'd be wonderful.
Yeah, I think that's it doesn't take much. I think like when we talk about spending $100-$200 on a bar tab, and you're buying somebody something that's $5-$10 to make them happy, like I would rather do that,
Yeah, we did it before too. We did it not last year, but did we do it last year?
No, because we did it here.
It was the year before.
The year before that, we always did the Christmas tree.
Yeah, we did the Christmas tree too. We'd have like the ornaments and things like that. But some of the stuff that's on there is like, they're not wants. Some of them are like, I need underwear. Yeah. Some are like, I need socks. I need sweatpants. I need basic stuff. Like some of these kids aren't asking for like crazy stuff. Well, I remember one kid wanted a pillow. And so I was like, you got it. Like, I'm going to get you like the best, like, I'm going to get you a good pillow, one that's going to last you for a while, you know, like not one of those like 1999 from Fred Meyer. It's like, let's get you a pillow.
Yeah.
Like a pillow, like something that I would never even think about. You know, I grew up pretty poor, but I always had a pillow.
Yeah.
You know, like, so I'm like, interesting. Some kid doesn't have a pillow. Like, that's crazy to me. So I love that. And I really appreciate that. People, it's like people handle situations and information so differently. One kid, like, let's just say 2 kids grow up with like an abusive alcoholic in the house. One kid grows up and becomes an abusive alcoholic. When they ask them why, they go like, well, that's what I learned from my father. And then the next kid is like abstinent and is like sober all the time. Like, why are you sober? Like, well, I learned it from my father. It's like the same information, but they could take different paths on that. Like, are you going to follow, or are you going to use it as a lesson? And it seems to me like you took the hard work lessons, you took the opportunities that your parents provided you, you took all these different demographics, everything from working at Starbucks, big corporations, big corporations, to working for like small family businesses, and you allowed that to turn you into a really exceptional version versus being like, well, why aren't you getting rich? Why don't you have money? Like, shame on you for not working hard. You know, instead it's like, we're going to hire everybody, employ everybody, bring them on in. Like, let's bring them into the fold. And it's very uplifting and very encouraging. And I just want to commend you for really making something really beautiful in our community and in your own personal life, when, I mean, honestly, you could have gone a million different ways with that information, and you handled it well, man. Good job.
Well, thank you.
You should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you.
You've done a really great job. You're on it. Like, I mean, you're a pillar in our community. Like, in the business community, for sure, everybody fucking knows you. Like, everybody from everybody I know, you probably know. I mean, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. Like, everybody knows you and everybody loves you, man. So just amazing. Okay, let's wrap this thing up here, because there's been some just incredible content, some really encouraging stuff. Mm-hmm. So a couple quick questions as we end. If you could just have like 10 minutes with yourself 10 years ago, and you're like, hey, I want to tell you everything that you need to know. Like, if you could just encourage other people that maybe they're 10 years back, like, think about where you were in your own mindset 10 years ago. What would you say to yourself to encourage yourself?
Oh, gosh. I think for myself, what I've got carried away with over time is just like I cared so much about image, like about when I say image, I mean like designer, and like being the flashiest, being the most, you know, like wearing the most latest and newest thing, which was great, you know, at the time. But if I were to have 10 minutes with myself 10 years ago, I'm like, hey, all that money I'm going to spend, I'm going to save that, put that investment in something else, you know, instead of like throwing money away on like designer things and things that are not as important when you get older. And it can go a long way, you know, instead of just, you know, splurging and just going buy all these things. Once, you know, your income grows, you got to find a way to keep it and you know, maintain it, instead of just like, you know, like throwing it all away, because you know, you're gonna, you know, live 10 years later with like, oh, I should have bought that, I could have got this, you know, right?
Yeah,
so,
no, never.
Yeah, because I think it's fair for you guys for me to say that you guys know, since you guys know me, and like, I don't think I wore the same thing twice, or, you know, 2 different times to a different award ceremony, because I'm like, oh,
for sure, not.
I don't, yeah, right. But the thing is that now, like, man, I wear the same jacket every award ceremony I'm in now, because I'm saving money, you know. Because I think as you get older, what you learn is the importance and the value of life, right? It's not all about what you have; it's about who you are, and, you know, where you are going, you know. And I talk to a lot of successful people and people that are already retired. And, you know, I'm like, you have all this money, we're going to do? I'm like, no, we're cheap. We go to find the best discounts, the best deals, and, you know, they save money. I'm like, why? And they're like, well, because we're on limited income now. Even though we have money, we don't want to lose it all. So that's what I hear a lot from people. We go to all these discount Wednesdays, or, you know, happy hour, you know, $5 matinee movies, you know. I'm like, that's lame. I don't want to retire now, you know. But then again, it makes sense, you know, right? So I think over time, I think everything shifts, you know, your thought process and everything like that. So I used to want all these, you know, fancy cars, and then when I started getting them, I'm like, man, the maintenance, you know, like all the stuff too, and the car payments, I'm like, I don't think I want that anymore, you know. So I think that at an early age, I was able to stop first before I got carried away and like cared so much about all the expensive designer things, because you can't take it with you.
Yeah, but you're at a point now that you do the best of both, in my opinion. Like you can get. You take care of yourself, but you always know where you came from. Yeah, and you always remember. You never forget that, and you will always give the clothes off your back first before you look after yourself. But you also, the thing I love though, and I think people forget, is so many people so there's some people who will make money and they give it all back, but then they don't take care of themselves as much because it's like, oh, I did all this, now I got to take care of everyone else. But you can take care of yourself and take care of other people, which is, I mean, that's what I'd like to do. I mean, I want to go, buy the nice watches and do the nice, get all the nice shit and do all that. But I also want to be able to say, hey, like I can sponsor 100 families this year too.
Yeah.
I want to be able to do both. Like that's nice.
Yeah.
So I think that's super cool, man.
Just leverage. Having the leverage and being able to, decide what's important, what's, valuable, right? I think my values now have changed from when I first started. And I've learned a lot about myself, self-growth, and learned about things that are more important to me. And then I feel like whatever you do, and my best advice for anybody growing up, getting into their career paths and things like that is find out what it is that you want to do and do it the best, and the money will come, So I think that's really important, because if you don't, like you're just going to work like making so much money, but you're unhappy, right? So that's what I've come to terms with myself.
And that award at the LNA speaks it.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Fuck you, Bonnie.
That's how I want to end it. Exactly.
She's gonna have to come on and defend herself.
She's gonna kill me.
That's hilarious.
She's not next, is she?
That is hilarious. She's going to. I'm gonna call her right after this and schedule her.
Next podcast. We'll
like, hey, so we just did a podcast with this guy named Bobby Rass.
Talk about this shit. We want to hear the other side.
Yeah, he's been talking dirty about you. My gosh.
So our podcast is called The Other Side. So we'd love to have you on here to tell us the other side of your story. Because
we'll have her start for like 30 minutes and have Bobby walk in and just put him on the other side of the table. Be like, okay, you two.
Dude, my favorite thing will be when she's gonna be like, yeah, because I went up and told Elena, like, hey, give this guy a shot. Dude. So they gave him the award instead of me.
Exactly.
That'll be the other
Dude,
side.
you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like Celebrity Deathmatch on MTV, like the claymation. That's what we need to have. We need to have like Celebrity Deathmatch.
Bring the boxing gloves.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. Oh man, anything else for you today, Mike? I think this has been excellent.
Yeah, it's been good. I guess okay. So if you, give her a shout out to another Thai place. Can't be Thai, or it can't be. Give me something maybe in Portland. Like if you had to go to Portland to eat Thai, where would you go?
That's easy. That's easy because I actually am in charge of a newer Thai restaurant in North Portland. It's on North Williams. It's called Bami Thai Noodle House. And I actually just applied for the James Board award with them just a few days ago. I feel like we have a shot because we do fresh handmade noodles. And they make it in front and display. You can watch the artistry of that. They make it. It's an old-fashioned way of making noodles with a big bamboo, and it's really unique.
Oh shit!
Okay,
Very
go to
cool.
Bami.
What's it called?
Bami. Bamee. It's on North Williams, and it's on my social media too. I think that is phenomenal. They've tried a dish every single day. And
dude, let's go, Mike.
It's amazing.
No, we can go right now.
We can go tonight.
I was thinking shanty wings. That is, but
Shanty wings, yeah, exactly.
I got a couple things of whiskey. I was like,
don't shit on shanty wings. Shanty wings are
yeah.
incredible.
They go by the pound. How can you go wrong?
Dude,
with that?
I know. I'm like, that's what I tell people when they come. I'm like, I know this place is a dive bar, but they do wings by the pound.
And the fries.
It's the way you got to get them done.
When we go to Bami, I want to appreciate it more. I want to be ready.
Yeah, let's go together. Will you go with us?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Oh, that'd be so much fun.
Next
That'd be
week,
wonderful.
Kristen, if you're watching this,
yeah,
book it in our calendar.
Look at our calendar. Oh, dude, this has just been so wonderful. It's good to just see you in here, and thanks for sharing everybody with your story and teaching everybody a little bit more about
The Other Side.
That was awesome.
Bobby, 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 Bobby.